Well, Morocco does not have 95% Sufi. It has 10% Sufi, something like that. Same with Egypt. North Africa has too many Caucasians, too many invaders, too many non-Africans, too many colonizers and racists who do not understand deep mystical Islam. If you want to find 90% Sufi, you have to go to Senegal. Senegal has around 90% Sufi.
In Senegal, 96% of the population are Muslim, and the majority of these Muslims belong to one of these four Sufi brotherhoods: Tijaniya, Mouridiya, Karidiya, and Lainiya. Tijaniya is the largest with 49% of the membership, but Mouridiya is the richest and the most active of the four brotherhoods. Mouridiya, the brotherhood of the Mourids, was founded in 1883 in Senegal by Sheikh Amadou Bamba. Amadou Bamba was a Muslim mystic in the Sufi way, a spiritual leader, and he wrote many tracts on meditation, rituals, work, and tafsir. At the time of the foundation of the Mourid Brotherhood, the French were in control of Senegal. Amadou Bamba did not support the French colonization, but he did not wage war on the French. Instead, he taught his followers what he called the Jihad al-Akbar, or greater struggle, which consisted in fighting not through weapons, but through learning and fear of God. At the end of the 19th century, French colonial authorities began to worry about the growing power of the Mourid Brotherhood and its potential to resist French colonialism. They thought that Bamba, who had converted various kings and their followers, could have raised an army against the French. Fearful of his power, the French sentenced Bamba to exile in Gabon for 7 years and later in Mauritania. Despite this exile, more and more people joined the Mourid organization. Later, the French understood that they did not have to worry about the Mourid Brotherhood, and the organization was allowed to grow. Amadou Bamba died in 1927 and was buried in the great mosque that he started a year ago in the city of Touba. Today, the Mourid movement has a huge influence in Senegal on the political, economic, and cultural levels. The Mourids, like the other brotherhood, are Sunni Muslims. They follow the recommendation of Sharia by performing individual obligations such as prayer, fasting, pilgrimage to Mecca, and giving charity. Now, there is among the Mourids a special unit called the baye, and we need to talk about them in another video. Salat prayers. They don't fast during Ramadan. They are the baye. In a previous video, we talked about the Mourids, a Senegalese Muslim brotherhood founded by Amadou Bamba. The Mourids, in general, follow the Sunnah like all the other Muslims of West Africa. However, the Mourids have some exceptional members called the baye. The baye order was created by Sheikh Ibrahima Fall, who was a disciple of Amadou Bamba. Ibrahima Fall came from an aristocratic and wealthy family. At an early age, he learned the Quran and later achieved major Arabic sciences. His companions said that he was a troubled man who liked to stay alone in the bush to meditate. The turning point of his life was when he met Amadou Bamba. Fall gave up his nobility rights and decided to devote his life to the Mourid Brotherhood. He developed farming activities to provide money for the Mouridiya, and he soon became an important contributor to the organization. He was known for his dedication to God, and he considered work as a form of worship. He supervised a group of people who wanted to follow his way. They are called the baye. The baye are people who detach themselves from terrestrial affairs. They reject material possessions. They work hardly to provide for the needs of their brothers. They consider their labor as an act of worship, so they have a derogation on prayer and fasting from their sheikh. In simple English, a baye is not obliged to perform the salat prayers or to fast during Ramadan. They are allowed to that from their sheikh, who is a representative of God for them. Talking about their style, the baye make a distinction between Islam and Arabic tradition and fashion. They care a lot about their African identity. They speak a pure Wolof language without foreign words. Their hairstyle is from Senegal tribes. It has nothing to do with Rasta. The elements of their clothing are inspired from the tradition and their philosophy. They don't smoke, they don't drink. All the people who approach them say that they are very nice and helpful. They raise funds to build mosques, libraries, schools. They cook and share food every day during Ramadan. Truly, you cannot really understand the baye if you don't understand what is Sufism, and you cannot understand Sufism if you don't live it.